Cinccino might be underestimated by many VGC players, but don't let this cute chinchilla's appearance fool you, it can hit hard. Cinccino gets the ability Skill Link, which allows all of its multi-hit attacks to hit the max number of times, meaning moves like Tail Slap and Bullet Seed, which both hit up to 5 times, can do a lot of damage, especially next to a Chien-Pao that will lower the target Pokemon's defenses with its ability. The only thing that could make this cute Pokemon a funnier sweeper for your team is if this Pokemon could flinch as well, right? Well, on the team that we're using today, made by Michael and Dom in the Discord, this Cinccino has a King's Rock, which gives Cinccino a 10% chance to flinch the target with its attacks. So let's hop into some battles so you can see how powerful this adorable Pokemon can be. Alright, we're looking at just good stuffs. Good stuffs team. Dragonite's kind of the odd man out there. I don't really know what the Dragonite's doing because normally you'll see a Chien-Pao next to it. So, to deal with this particular team, I think we want to do the funny. But the funny doesn't work on Dragonite because Dragonite is inner focus, can't be flinched. So Cinccino with the King's Rock and hitting a bunch of times isn't going to work off the rip. We're going to have to deal with that Dragonite. So I'm thinking we lead these two. We can set Tailwind. And we can... What's our Tera type on our Chaludon? Flying Tera type on our Chaludon. Okay. Doesn't help us a ton into the Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt is probably going to be our biggest problem here. But I do think we can go with our Chaludon. And then in the back, we bring Chien-Pao. Because Chien-Pao actually plays into pretty much everything on their team very well. We can bring Chien-Pao, and then we bring the Funny Rat. Because then, after we can hopefully deal with this Dragonite, we can do funny stuff with Cinccino. There is the Dragonite off the rip. Okay. So we do have to be cautious of that factor. I kind of just want to click Bleak Wind Storm. And then click Dragon Pulse. We're not incredibly speedy here. So I'm thinking I need to get my Tailwind down. Just to have it. And then go for a Dragon Pulse into Dragonite. Because I'd imagine they're going to go for as much damage as possible into our Chaludon before I start getting stamina boosts. So I want to be able to get as much damage off as I can prior to that fact. That's beautiful. That's a ton of damage. They go for a Drain Punch. What? Urshifu is running Drain Punch. There's a stamina boost. That's going to help out. And they go for Outrage. Okay. Okay. So they're locked into Outrage. They are locked into Outrage. With the Tailwind, we are going to be able to do lots of fun damage. So we can actually bring in Cinccino early. Much earlier than I was anticipating, right? We can go for Tera Grass. And we could go for a Bullet Seed into the Urshifu. Are we max attack on our Cinccino is the question. And if we are, we're pretty close. We're pretty close to max attack. And we could flinch this thing. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to click the funny button. And we're going to go for a... Are we going to go for another? They could swap in their Flutter Mane into the Dragonite slot. So I'm actually going to just go for a Flash Cannon. They are going to Tera. No, that's me. I have the Ball Guy helmet. My glasses disappeared. Where'd my character's glasses go? But we have Tailwind, so we outspeed. I think Cinccino outspeeds the Urshifu anyways, which is funny. But we have Skill Swap. We're going to hit as many times as we can with this. And we have the King's Rock to flinch it as well. We might actually KO it. We might just KO it. Are we going to just KO it? It's going to be really close. Boom. We KO the Urshifu with Cinccino. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So they didn't swap in the Flutter Mane. That's why we went for the Flash Cannon. That covers our bases. If they swap in the Flutter Mane expecting another Dragon Pulse, we do big damage to Flutter Mane instead. But we got 2 KOs that turn, and that worked out very well for us. Now we look at what the last 2 Pokemon are. Incineroar and Flutter Mane. Okay. So we're going to go for... I think what we go for is a Tidy Up. I think that might be our best case scenario. And we go for a Flash Cannon into the Flutter Mane slot. They are going to Tera. They are going to Tera. And they're going to try and do as much damage as possible. Ooh, they go for Helping Hand. I'm 100% okay with that. Tidy Up goes off. We get the speed boost. Flash Cannon's gonna go off as well. Huge damage onto the Flutter Mane. And they go for the Dazzling Gleam. We just have to survive it with Cinccino. Oh no! Cinccino doesn't survive the Flash Cannon? Not the Flash Cannon, the Dazzling Gleam? Oh no. I guess the better turn would have just been to go for Bullet Seed into that slot and flinch it. Alright, we have to go for Sucker Punch on the Flutter Mane. We KO the Flutter Mane. Oh no. There's the Flare Blitz. Oh no. So we had to just go for. That did a lot of damage. That did a lot of recoil. That's a lot of recoil. We had to have just got. We have to go. I mean, this is the play. We don't have Icicle Crash to try and go for a flinch. We have to just go for Sacred Sword and hope that we crit. And that's the only way that we win this battle. Oh! We did! How did that KO? What is their defensive investment? I can't believe it. So the better turn was to go for Bullet Seed into Flutter Mane. That was the play that we should have done. It would have flinched Flutter Mane and we would have lived. But, woo! I can't believe we actually just won that. Okay, we've got... This is the Portland winning team. Yeah, this is the Portland team that won. So, how do I want to deal with that scenario? I'm thinking I want Tailwind again, because Tailwind gives me a lot of options to flinch with Cinccino in the back. So I think Tailwind with our Chaludon in the front feels very good. It feels very, very good. Then we bring Chien-Pao, because Chien-Pao plays nicely into pretty much their entire team. And then Cinccino. And we lock it in. But that's what I'm thinking. I think the Tidy Up is a fun option potentially if we can get Tidy Up off. But we found out in that first battle that sometimes you just want to click the flinch button. So I think having the option to just go for flinches with Bullet Seed or with Tail Slap, whatever the case may be, is probably going to be our better option. We do have to be very cautious into this team because they have two Pokemon with Inner Focus that don't really care about being flinched because they can't be, right? Entei and Dragonite. Dragonite and Chien-Pao is their lead. Okay. And we have Torn and our Chaludon. I could rinse and repeat. I could go the same strategy as we did the first game. Go for as much damage onto their Dragonite as possible. And I think that's probably going to be the best case scenario for us. They may even focus our Chaludon if they feel super nervous. But I think getting Tailwind down and going for as much damage onto their Dragonite is our best play. They are going to drop the Tera, though, this turn. Onto Dragonite. Okay. Was not really expecting that. Not expecting that. Tailwind's going to go up. We're going to get the Tailwind here, and we're going to go for the Dragon Pulse. It's going to do not as much damage as we would have liked. Still, oh, we crit, though. We crit, though. I was going to say, still a good damage, but we got the crit, so that helps a ton. Ice Spinner is going to KO. And do they go for Outrage? Stomping Tantrum. I don't know that we survive. We do. We hold on just barely. Stamina goes off. Question becomes, which do I bring in now? And I think I bring in Cinccino. I think I bring in Cinccino because we can just flinch that thing all day long. And that's going to be our best play. We go for the Tail Slap onto the Chien-Pao. We could go for the Tidy Up. But I don't think we survive whatever the Dragonite has, right? So I think we go for this. And we go for... We have to go for the Dragon Pulse here. They're going to withdraw the Dragonite, probably going to Flutter Mane. Flutter Mane is going to be the Pokemon of choice. And they are booster speed, I believe, if it's the same team. Oh, they're booster attack. Okay. Chien-Pao's just going to protect this turn. So we know how dangerous that Flutter Mane is. We know how dangerous that Flutter Mane is. Which makes me want to go for as much damage as I can onto the Flutter Mane. So I kind of want to go for Bullet Seed onto Flutter Mane and rotate in the Chien-Pao. I think that's what we're going to do. We could even go for Flash Cannon onto Chien-Pao and just let them naturally bring in mine. But the Tera is going to allow us to do as much damage as we possibly can to this Flutter Mane while also flinching it. Alright, our Tera's up. They go for the Sucker Punch. That's not going to be enough for us to hold on. We could have swapped. I don't think it really benefited us. I think getting just a free swap in is probably our best case scenario. Oh my gosh, we may actually KO. We're actually going to KO. See ya, Flutter Mane. Holy crap, we just KO'd that. It does so much damage. Skill Link is so nice. But we are down to our last two Pokemon. I don't know how well we come out on top here. I don't know. Dragonite comes back. So I think the correct play is we go for this, and we go for a Sacred Sword into that Dragonite slot. I think that is the appropriate play here. Otherwise, we probably just lose the Cinccino. We have to assume that they're scared of the Cinccino, and we can just take out their Dragonite here. And we were correct. We made the right call. All right. Nice. They went for Sucker Punch as well. That's huge for us. So Sacred Sword goes off. Dragonite goes down. Okay, that's a great turn for us. Honestly, seeing that they were scared, acknowledging that they were probably afraid of the Cinccino, big turn for us. Now, we are in an interesting scenario where we are out of Tailwind. We no longer have Tailwind. So, I think what has to be done... Ooh, this is tricky now. This is super tricky now. Okay. We have to get rid of this. We gotta go for Chien-Pao. Chien-Pao could protect. That's the scary part. But I think we have to go for Chien-Pao. They are just gonna go for the Ice Spinner. I don't know that we survive it. We don't. That's gonna be a game. That's gonna be a good game. Oh, that's unfortunate. Sacred Sword connects. This team was the perfect counter for Cinccino. It was the perfect counter. They had two Pokemon that can't be flinched, which is just so unfortunate. And they get the bird at the end of the game. Okay. GG's. Okay, they have a Trick Room setup here. Trick Room is their play, which makes me want to lead Cinccino. It does make me want to lead Cinccino. We don't really have a great way to stop their setup, is the big thing. Do we have Taunt? I think Taunt might be the best play. We do have Taunt. We do have Taunt. Taunt could be our best case scenario with dealing with this. Taunt could be best. So I think our Childodon and Tornadus are a really solid lead. Bringing Cinccino in the back with Chien-Pao for the extra damage boost on its attacks. I think that's our best case scenario. They actually lead the Araquanid, which is kind of crazy. That's very unexpected. I'm leaning toward going for Tera Ghost, because that protects me from a potential fake out. And allows me to use Electro Shot off the rip. It is what I'm leaning towards. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go for Electro Shot onto that Araquanid off the rip. Tera Ghost allows me to do that. Tera Ghost also protects me from a Wild Charge. from the Iron Hands. That's probably gonna fly our way if a fake out doesn't come out. They could also just go for a Drain Punch into the Archaludon, but a lot of people are afraid to attack into Archaludon because of the stamina. And we're just faster than their Araquanid. I'm not exactly sure what the lead purpose was from the Araquanid, because now we get free damage off onto Araquanid, which is their big sweeper Pokemon, because that thing hits like a truck with its water type attacks. But no. Nope. It's free KO. They're probably going... There's the Wild Charge. Alright. And they get a little recoil. That's a great first turn for us. A great first turn for us. So now we have to wait and see. What do they bring in? How do they adjust? Okay. Raging Bolt is their adjustment. So what I want to do to this Raging Bolt is I'm going to first taunt it. And then I'm going to go for a... Oh, I'm not going to taunt it, actually. No, I'm going to go for Tailwind. The reason I want to go for Tailwind is I don't know what its speed investment is. And I want to make sure that I can hit it as hard as I possibly can with my Dragon Pulse. So we're going to set the Tailwind. They didn't Tera it, which is the best case scenario for us. We are at +1 special attack, and we're just going to OHKO that thing with our Archaludon. Nice. Very nice. And we are going to lose Torn this turn, but we got all we needed out of Torn. We got Rain Dance up to boost our Archaludon and allow us to use Electroshot turn 1, and then we also got our Tailwind up. So really, we can't complain too much. Now we can bring in Cinccino. And now they have the Porygon 2. This is where they're going to want to try and get us. Now, they haven't Tera'd yet, right? If I'm remembering correctly, they have not yet Tera'd. Yes, they have not. So, what we do now is go for Bullet Seed. No. Do we? I think we do go for Bullet Seed. And we go for another Electro Shot into that slot as well. And they give us the battle. Okay, I really overthought that turn, but the reason we went for the Bullet Seed is we could flinch them out of Trick Room. They couldn't do it because we flinched with King's Rock, and then we Electro Shot to finish the KO, and then they're just stuck with Iron Hands. Even if we lose Cinccino to a Drain Punch that turn, it doesn't matter because they can't set up Trick Room, and we sweep with our Chien-Pao. Good stuff, though. Cinccino, 2 wins. 2 wins. I'm surprised by the little guy.